Hello my friends, SAmaryllis here to play a demo of a game called Wordatro. Judging by the title, it's obviously inspired from Wordatro, which is also a bonus searching combo game, I would say. But as you can tell from the title, it is focused on words. I will also say I did play another similar game to this called Wordplay just a couple weeks ago, so I will be comparing my experience with Wordatro with my experience with Wordplay. And I did play through this a couple times before I did this recording because I wanted to give it kind of a fair chance like I did with Wordplay, where I kind of got used to the settings more so I could show you guys hopefully a more holistic playthrough. So Wordatro has actually released just about a week ago from when I'm doing this recording. It is available on Steam as of June 23rd, 2025. So you can definitely go ahead and try out the demo there or even buy the full game yourself if that's what you're interested in. So let's go ahead and check out the settings because that's what I usually like to do with these games. There's a speed setting you can do between normal, fast, and slow. I'll show you guys the normal first. Personally, I prefer the fast, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like because that is the default there. There's a couple interface options here as well. And there's also multiple dictionaries too, which is separate from interface. So like maybe you're someone who's an English learner, you can have the interface in the language that you're comfortable in, but then you can still spell out words in a different one. Or alternatively, if you're an English speaker trying to learn other languages, you can as well. So interestingly, there is an interface option for Chinese, but there's not one for the dictionary, which I was thinking about this previously. I was like, oh, is there a Chinese dictionary too? Which that might be hard to do unless you use like pinging or something for Chinese, but otherwise I was like, I don't know how that would work, but someone's probably creative enough to make that work. So I'll leave these as default for now. And then there are sound options here if you want to adjust those or even mute them completely. There's some visuals that you can also change between full screen, screen shake, and animated background. I might turn off screen shake and animated background just to see if that makes me feel better because I guess, spoilers, one of the initial impressions I got is just somehow the visuals are very overwhelming for me, even though there's not actually that much on the screen. Somehow it just like makes me feel very stressed and I don't know why. There's some controls that you can see here. It doesn't look like you can change them as a part of this demo. Maybe it's possible in the full game. And then there's also Twitch integration, which is pretty interesting. If you wanted to do kind of like a Twitch plays Wordatro kind of situation, like for Pokemon or something. And I guess it also gives you a recommendation on where you should be placing your camera. So pretty cool. But yeah, let's keep these all for default for now, just so you guys can see. And then let's go ahead and play. So I'll do the tutorial first, but in the demo, there's also options for easy and hard. I'll do the tutorial first and then I'll do easy or hard afterwards just so you guys can see the difference. And there is also a pretty cool daily challenge that looks like it's in the game as well. So you can use the same seed, have the same letters, have the same randomness, and just kind of see how you compare with other people on the leaderboard. Yeah, global leaderboard. So let's go ahead and start a classic game on tutorial mode just to kind of help you guys out with seeing the mechanics of the game. So you can see here we have energy and we have reroll. Oh, this little chicken's gonna explain it. So the goal is to complete all the levels by forming words to reach the target score. So the target score here is 60. Oh, okay. I think the chicken's gonna come back and explain it, but basically 3 energy means you have 3 words that you can submit. And you have 2 opportunities to reroll. So something else that I noticed too is that I like that there's helper text here when you hover, but I also don't like how it covers everything else. So you can see for reroll, it like completely covers energy. So I wish that the tooltips were smaller and didn't cover up other elements because I found that very distracting. And honestly, maybe that's an option that you can turn off, just turning off tooltips. Like I do want to see them personally, but they just like cover too much of the screen. So I don't like that. Let's go ahead and get started. So the chicken's gonna come explain to create a word. You can click on the letters down here. You can drag and drop them onto the grid, or you can use the keyboard. I'm just gonna go ahead and click them because I'm using a mouse right now. And you can write the word iju or come up with one of your own. I don't know what this word means. Confirm the word by pressing return or click on this thing over here. So Here we have all of our letters here. They're kind of arranged in a Scrabble tile format where they're on a little bench. There are ways you can sort them. So by default, it looks like it's alphabetical, but you can click this and it does alphabetical except consonants are first and vowels are after. You can do the opposite where the vowels are first. And then I'm not really sure what this format is. This might just be like random or it purposefully puts vowels in between. I'm not really sure. But let's go ahead and just put it in. You know what? I'm going to try using this mode here because, and I guess this is, we're going into all of our feedback items already, but compared to wordplay, my brain isn't able to find words as easily when they're all in a line like this because my brain is trained to read left to right. So like it's just harder for me to like find words compared to if they're just kind of jumbled on a grid, which I actually prefer. But you can see here like all this hover stuff, I find it bothersome personally because it like covers everything else on your screen. Like it is important information to have, especially as more perks and benefits come through to like actually figure out what a letter is doing. But yeah, I don't really like how it covers the tray here. But yeah, for some reason, I just find the UI of this like really overwhelming. Maybe it's because like the elements are so big, but like there's not that much on the screen, but I personally find it stressful, just everything that's on here and things that are wiggling and backgrounds moving and all that. But let's go ahead and, you know, do all this and then maybe I can turn some of these settings off. And you can see there's also like modifiers on each one of these, which honestly, I still don't really understand them. But let's try and figure out a good word here. So again, because you only have 3 energy, you're only allowed to submit up to 3 words to get to the score, which I also find pretty stressful compared to wordplay. So we've got 2 O's that could maybe help us. We could do the word hook, but that's only, you know, 4 letters. We do have a U and N, which could maybe help us with a prefix to start with something. So like yeah, we could do unhook. That's a good enough one for me. And then something kind of cool is that this arrow over here turns into an active state when you have a word that's in the dictionary. So this kind of lets you try out words and then find the top score before you actually submit it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. When you validate a word, 1 energy is consumed. If you run out of energy, the game is over. Energy, rerolls, and letters in hand are preserved between turns. And the score is calculated by multiplying points and multis. I still don't know what a multis is, but I guess it's some sort of multiplier. Letters you trigger earn points, and multis are obtained based on the tiles you trigger. So yeah, I just still don't know what this is. I don't know what an improved letter is. But yeah, we got the score with just a single word. So we passed round 1 with the word unhook. And we're moving on to round 2. Let's go ahead and go for it. So you can choose a bonus here. I really don't understand most of these bonuses, and I've already played this like 3 times already. So I'm just gonna click one by random. So there's a new modifier in here called bold. It's an improved letter. It triggers the letter and its tile 1 more time. So yeah, I gave you a little explanation, so we'll try and make sure we use this. Okay, we have a lot of vowels, so maybe we'll go ahead and show the reroll function. So I don't know what it is, but like as a person, I don't really like using rerolls and shuffles that much, just because I feel like, oh, I should be able to, you know, make something out of what I'm given. Let's get rid of the J as well. Let's get rid of F. And then you can do up to 3. You can do fewer than that if you want. If you want to keep all the other letters you have, but you can go ahead and click reroll and it'll give you new letters. You can exchange letters using rerolls. Each reroll lets you swap up to 3 letters. Simply drag and drop the letters into the reroll area, right click or press Shift plus letter on the keyboard. I'm actually not sure what letters I got, but I did want to keep the E and D in case I can add those as a suffix to make something past tense. We have U and N in here already as well. Okay, C is one of our new words, so maybe we can start with that just to try and see if there's anything else. I wonder if I can use the word unjawed. I don't know if that's really a word, but we'll give it a try. So that doesn't look like it's a word, so you can go ahead and just click this to remove all the letters in there. Let's try and do something else here. So we can do unriced. Oh, if only I had another A, I could do unaware. But we don't. I don't know if uncard is a word. Let's try that. It's not. Let's go ahead and delete all that. Let's start with the UN again. I could do uncrew, but I would leave the A, but my letters do carry over to the next round, so I can try that again. We can do the word uniced, maybe. Again, it doesn't let us use our A, but we can use that for next round. So yeah, personally, I find the speed a little too slow. I'm gonna change it to fast in a little bit. Looks like we got the goal with just one word again, so we are on to round 3. So we'll go ahead and try this one out. We have to choose a bonus again. I don't know, we'll try this. Super B increases the other B by +5 points, destroyed after use or reroll. So I did get that once before, and I felt too like precious about using it, so I didn't really get to benefit from it. There's also an underline, which is an improvement where 1.5 times of the multi's value when this letter is triggered. Okay, so we have a really nice B, but let's probably try and use it because there's no use hoarding all these special letters and then not being able to use them, right? So we still have a lot of vowels. We have a lot of I's. Let's go ahead and re-roll those because there's not very many words that have multiple I's in it. The only one I can think of is like iris, but maybe there's other ones. I think we could do the word beware, B-E-W-A-R-E. We could do that, but let's go ahead and re-roll these just to get some new letters here. So we have a V and a W, which is also interesting. Maybe we can spell, maybe you can spell the word believe. Do I have enough? I don't have enough E's for that. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. But yeah, let's maybe just try and do like beware. Oh, I don't have another E. Unlucky. Okay, let's restart. We can spell the word brave. It's not the longest word, but let's go ahead and submit it. Okay, so that got us about halfway there. We did carry over energy, so we have quite a lot from other rounds, so that's good for us. Let's see what else we can do here. We have a lot of vowels again. We can spell the word jail, but yeah, there's another I. Let's get rid of some of our vowels here. We have too many. We'll get rid of you too. Okay. So we still have a lot of vowels. Yeah, so here's my other thing is I prefer wordplays game loop because for me, I don't like trying to optimize my conditions and words I make. Like I find it more stressful that you're only allowed to make like a very small number of words per round. So this makes it feel less like a word-based game and more like a point maximizer game, which for me is not what I'm looking for in a type of game, but maybe if it's something you're looking for, then you might actually like it. Let's see. I could do one more reroll. B and J are a lot of points, but they're also hard to make words out of, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Let's get rid of the H as well. So we got more I's. We are just getting a whole bunch of letter I's. I would like to use one of the I's if I can. I can spell the word clean, but I want to use up one of the I's if I can. I can spell ice, that's not very long. I can spell nice, which is also not very long. I guess let's just go for clean. So we're only using up one of the special letters. I'm not sure if this background means anything, like if you get it to like cover the entire screen with either red or blue. I wonder if something happens. I haven't been able to get that to happen, so I don't know. We're very close on the score, so we don't need very much to get there. So I do want to get rid of some of these eyes. I know they're like, some of these are special, but also it's like, there's too many of these. So if we can manage that, that would be ideal. So we can do the word higher. Let's just do that and get rid of some of these letters here. Okay, we made it. So we have 2 more rounds, 4 and 5 in the tutorial. We finally had more letters submitted, or words submitted than before. So we're choosing another bonus, and again, I don't understand really what all these are or how they synergize with each other, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick that. We got an X, and we still have a bunch of I's, and we only got 1 more reroll since we used up a lot on the previous one. I have too many I's. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of these, and we'll get rid of the X too. Okay, so if there's a way we can use up the J, that would be good. Can I spell the word niceties? I don't think I have enough E's. Nices? That's not a word. We can spell the word twice. Twices is not a word, right? Okay, we'll get back out. We'll just do that. Oh, if you spell a long enough word, it looks like you get a energy back. That's pretty cool. Definitely not gotten there. Oh, okay. We passed round 4 with just a single word twice. And on to round 5. More bonuses that I don't really understand. I don't have very many rerolls, so that's not a very helpful perk for me. I guess we'll do this. It's the last round anyway. We got a wild card. Replace any letter, destroy after player reroll. So I guess these yellow ones, you have to be careful if you reroll because I think they disappear once you do a reroll. I don't know many letters or words that start with J. I was going to try and spell juice, but there are too many letters missing. Jewel is the other J letter word that I can think of. That's not very helpful. I don't know if goonish is a word. Maybe you'll think it's like the word soonish. Oh, I don't have an H anyway. Never mind. We could maybe do an ing situation with this as the G. Oh, joining. Oh, I don't have another I. Now I want the I's. Joins. We could just do joins. Let's see how many points that is. It's a lot of fancy looking letters. Okay, the background is going crazy, and apparently we got it with just that single word. So that is the tutorial. It went pretty well. They have a little summary here at the end that kind of shows you your words and how many points each one was, and it looks like you can take a screenshot too. So let's go ahead and change some of these settings so that it goes more towards how I prefer it. So let's put the speed on fast, and then let's try turning off the animated background because for me that's very distracting. And the fact that you can turn it off makes me feel like maybe there isn't any meaning with blue or red overtaking the screen. And okay, that should be good enough for now. Let's go ahead and play. And then there's only 2 other modes in the demo. There's easy and then there's hard. So the only difference between the tutorial and easy is that there's more rounds in easy. And then the difference between easy and hard is that you have fewer energy points that you start with. So personally, when I saw this, I was like, the only options are easy and hard. Like there's no normal mode. So I immediately went with hard the first time I did this, and then I immediately lost after like 2 rounds because you only have 2 energy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with easy because really that's the only difference is how much energy and rerolls you start with. So let's do that. All right, so there's 7 rounds. You can see if we can survive all the way through. We have a lot of G's here, energy 3. We don't want to use up all of our rerolls right away. We can spell the word magic. Let's go ahead and send that. So you can see how this goes through a lot faster. I prefer it. I didn't like how long and prolonged it was. So we have an italic here, increase the tile by 2 multis, sure. And we made it almost all the way through, so we just have to do a little bit more to get through this round. Goody, is that a word? I mean, we're kind of using up this special letter really quickly, but that's okay. Doubled the score, was not a very efficient use of tiles or perks, but we'll see if that bites us in the butt later. So we're on to round 2, we can choose a bonus. We have 3 rerolls right now, but I'm sure we're gonna be using those soon. I haven't tried twins, that one seems hard. Cash machine, each improved letter. There's a lot of these perks I've not even picked a single time, and I honestly still don't really understand them, so I guess that's another feedback item between this and wordplay. I don't know if Wordatro is like this, where you have to do a lot of like thinking and pre-planning and understanding what all the perks are, but for wordplay it's a lot more straightforward. Like for me, I barely understand any of the bonuses I'm picking. So we have 2 B's, we can try and maybe use that to our advantage. We can spell the word Bates. It's not the best word, but it does use up a lot of vowels. Doesn't let us use the special bolded E though. We could spell the word beast as well. Is that the same number of letter? B-A-I-T-S, B-E-A-S-T. It's the same number of letters, so it doesn't really help us, but it does use the E, so let's go ahead and just do that. So we'll say beast. And we at least got to use one of the special tiles. And you can see I am deliberately trying not to hover on things because I find where these hover to be very distracting. Like it just covers other parts of the screen and I don't like it personally. So we do have an ing opportunity here, which is great. We can spell the word bailing, I think. So let's go for that because we have a lot of I's. Oops, L-I-N-G, let's go for that. Nice. Good amount of letters, good amount of points. Moving along well. And then we'll go to round 3. Trash can seems really nice. There's more multis here. I don't know what it means. Lowest points value. I don't know. I'm gonna go for trash can. We haven't used any rerolls yet, but they have helped us a lot in the past. We got a super B. We might be able to spell the word believe, so let's try it. Oh, we're out of E's, so unlucky. We could spell the word lived. It's not the longest word. I'm trying to see if I can spell the word like with the O's or the B to make it longer. Let's just go for that. Maybe you can spell something with a B-O-O, like book or something maybe afterwards. Ooh, we can spell beacon, I think. Yeah, these all lined up very nicely for us. So that was pretty lucky how they all were in a row there. We are running low on energy. We are about halfway through easy mode. Special letter at each letter draw. Bonus increased by +1 on all. +3. Like, I just don't understand what these mean. I don't know, I'm just gonna pick that. Just go for special tiles. This is our first QU, so let's see if we can get rid of that. Quad is a word. I don't know if I can really spell anything else. So, I mean, there's quag. Quag and quad are the same amount of letters, so we'll go for this, and we might start re-rolling a little bit afterwards. So that was only 84. We're gonna have to get a much better word, couple words to finish out the score here. We could try and go for the word hoofed. I think we would just need a D. There is a special C here that I think we might lose. So yeah, let's go ahead and start spelling that, and then, oh no, we can spell it without even re-rolling. Okay, so let's go for hoofed. so we have 1 energy left. We might lose this round if we don't get a good word after this. Yeah, we'll need another word at least as good as hoofed in order to finish this. So we do have a CH opportunity, and we also have a TH opportunity. That's pretty good. I could spell touch, but it would be better to use more of the special letters. We could start something with maybe CL. Click, 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 click. No, I don't think there's really much I can do here. If I had a second C, I could do the word clutch. Let's try and go for that. So these are the letters I need to keep, and then let's maybe get rid of some of these other ones. I'll keep one of the E's because maybe I can spell the word clutched, past tense. We'll get rid of the Z as well, we'll re-roll that. Not really the letters I was hoping for. We could spell crush, but then that doesn't let us use that. If I shouldn't have given up the O, I could have spelled cloth or clothes. That's unfortunate. I didn't think ahead that well. I mean, let's keep re-rolling because we have the option to. Let's get rid of the I as well. We just need more letters at this point. I want to keep the ERS because those are pretty good ending words. Okay, so I guess we'll just go back and we'll just spell clothers. And then hopefully that's not a word. Okay, so we'll take out that. We'll go for clothes and hopefully that gives us enough points to progress. Okay, whew, that was a lot of points. So we got through, but pretty low on energy. We only have 2 words we can submit on round 5. We're probably not going to get through to 7, but we'll try our best. We can increase our hand capacity. If you reroll only 1 letter, you'll get a good one. I think we have a lot of rerolls, so we can maybe try going for that. But I think sometimes it's just better to go for more letters because what you have isn't really what you're looking for. I am not going to go for twins. That seems hard, so I guess we'll just do more choice. We got an exclamation point. I still don't know what this does. I've used it a single time before. I think you just tack it on at the end and you just get points. So apparently you get points even if it's kept in your hand, so maybe we'll try it for our second word so we can get free points on our first one. Oh, we have 2 of these, dang. Okay. We can spell the word agree. Maybe agreeer. And let's see how many points that gives us. Okay, so the blue and red still moves over, and we did get about halfway through, so I don't know, we might be able to make it through, but we have 3 exclamation points now. It's pretty crazy. So we definitely have to use those before we reroll, because then we'll just give those up. We don't really have very good letters now, though, because 3 of them are taken up by the exclamation points. We got an O and a U, and that's kind of the only vowels we have, and then we have like weird letters like Z and V. So we'll try our best here. We can spell the word gut. It's not the greatest. We only have 1 energy left, so we gotta make this word count. I'm gonna put all 3 exclamation points at the end and see if that gives us anything. Z. Yeah, I only have 1 vowel, so I really... Well, 2, but... What can I spell with an OU? Is gout a word? Technically, yes. Alright. Did we make it? Okay, we did! Just barely, with the lucky exclamation points. Alright, 2 more rounds. I don't know if we're gonna make it. When you have a vowel, more points. Okay, we do have a lot of rerolls. But this one might give us more bonuses per word we give. Alright, yeah, Z and a V still. Got a lot of A's. Too many A's. I'm gonna reroll some of these. We could spell the word like access maybe if we get the right letters. I'm gonna get rid of the C. I don't want to deal with it. Alright, we got a J. Not a very friendly letter either. We have a lot more O's. We could spell the word food. It's not a very good. We could spell the word voiced almost if we had an E. So let's do some more rerolls. Get rid of the F. Why? Oh, we'll get rid of the C. Why not? Okay. So we can spell voiced. And we do have an exclamation point, but I think it says it adds points even if kept in hand. So I think we'll keep it, and then hopefully that gives us points. I'm not really understanding that. It didn't really do like an effect on the exclamation point, so I don't really know if we got anything out of that, but we might be able to make it through. We can spell the word break, I think. I don't know if that's gonna get us enough points. Break. I mean, let's try it. Maybe it's just better to never use your exclamation points if I'm understanding it correctly. We barely made it through, and we're getting to round 7. It's quite surprising to me. Well, we'll try and see if we can get there. +1 rerolls if the word contains at least as many consonants as vowels. That usually happens. Mulch trigger letter. A Z is drawn. +1 rerolls. Okay, well, we only have 2 more submissions, so I don't know if this is really going to help us. So let's just go for pure points at this point. So we can spell the word sway. I would like to use the X and D and A if I'm able to. I cannot spell the word hoax, so I think we need to reroll some letters, and that's the kind of word we're going for. So let's just keep the letters we want so we don't accidentally get rid of them. Maybe we'll keep that. We'll keep that just in case we can do like hoaxes or hoaxed. So let's get rid of some of these other letters here. I'll get rid of the Y. Get rid of an A and reroll all those. Sorry about the siren outside. We got a Q, which is worth a lot of points, but not very easy to work with, especially when we don't have a U. We didn't get the H we were hoping for. We did get an E, which is pretty helpful. I just want to rearrange these so I can kind of keep them. Hoaxed is good if I can get that H. Let's get rid of these. Well, I can almost spell the word quaint, but I need a U. Is it easier to get a U or an H? I feel like, I don't know. Alright, we're getting rid of you too. Didn't get the word. We can maybe spell the word goated if that's gonna let us pretend that's a word. It's not a word. We can spell voted. It's not the greatest though. We only have 2 energy. I don't think we're gonna get there with voted. We really gotta use this X if we're able to. Taxed is a word. It does use quite a few special letters, so hopefully that gives us at least like 1,500 points. Almost! Hey, almost! Okay, so we just have 1 more word left. We gotta make this one count. We have a lot of S's, which is pretty nice. We have 2 R's. We do not have an ing because we don't have an I, but maybe we can look for it. Can't spell the word grave. We could maybe spell the word grooving. I don't know which one's better. Upgrades a tile by 2 multis, counts it twice. I don't know. Groove. And then maybe we can do like the word groovers or something. Also keep the N. So I guess these two will re-roll, and we'll keep the exclamation point because that'll be helping us. Groove. Let's just re-roll the extra N because we really need an E if we're gonna make this work. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So groovers. Oh, that's not a word? Oh, I didn't spell it right. Okay, that's my bad. That's my bad. We might make it with this. We might as well throw the exclamation point. Maybe it'll give us one more energy too. So if this doesn't work, then we'll have one more there. Okay, I've got one more energy just in case we don't make it. Woo, we made it! Okay, so this is actually the first time I've finished easy mode. I didn't make it all the way to round 7 the first couple of times I tried. So here are all of the words we spelled. I don't really know how they're broken down, but maybe it's just by when you had certain bonuses attached to them. So we made it! But yeah, you can definitely see how it's harder on hard mode because you only start with 2 energy. We started with 3 and we barely made it. So I'm not going to play the hard mode because I think it's too difficult for my potato brain. So I'll give a summary of all my thoughts, which I kind of already talked about throughout. But this was Wordatro. I'm unfortunately going to be biased on how I compare this to wordplay because I did play that recently. But for me, I personally overall enjoy wordplay more because for Wordatro, it feels more stressful and intellectual to play this game. This game is more about puzzle solving and finding optimal bonus conjunctions, but for me, I find it really hard to figure out what the bonuses even mean and how they even synergize with each other, whereas wordplay, it's a lot more straightforward. You're like, oh, if I get something with golden tiles and then I have another perk that generates more golden tiles, then obviously I want to use them both together and then you can get a lot of points. For me too, I also found it really hard to like calculate the points ahead of time. I mean, my mind is not just geared towards that scenario. Maybe this is not something that's a difficulty for other players, but like for me, I'm just like, I don't know how many points this is going to be. I'm just going to toss them up there and make the longest word I can with as many bonus letter tiles as I can, and hopefully it's good enough. So I don't really prefer that kind of like pressure and stress because there's only like 2 to 3 words you can make per round, so you really got to make them count, and I don't really like that. I would want my experience to be a little more casual. I would also say, and I already mentioned this, but yeah, I didn't really understand the powers. It was pretty hard for me to figure out what the bonuses did. I've picked multiple bonuses multiple times and I still don't know what some of them are. For me, I don't really enjoy having the letters in a row at the bottom, Scrabble style like that, because for me, again, I read left to right naturally, so like it's just harder for me to pick out words unless they just happen to plop themselves onto the tile like that. I find it a lot easier to find out words when they're in a grid format like wordplay. And then, yeah, I just find it visually very distracting and overwhelming. Maybe it's just because the elements of everything is really big. It like takes up maybe too much space on the screen, but just like there's so much stuff. Things are wiggling. The hovers cover like so much other text. I just find it all very distracting. And then I also personally don't like the shadow on the letters too. For me, it just makes it harder to read somehow. So there were some options to help you turn off certain things that are visual clutter, so I did appreciate that, but I think for me it's just like, I don't know, there's too many things moving. It distracts me. Maybe it's nice for other people, but I don't like it. Just having like so many things on the screen just demanding my attention the entire time. So I think overall, I don't think this game is for me, but I am glad that I was able to play a demo to figure that out and to kind of compare it against Wordplay, because these two games are coming out at around the same time. Wordplay isn't released yet, but I think it will be in like a month or two. So it was nice for me to figure out like which kind of game I actually prefer. And maybe you're not like me. Maybe you do prefer Wordatro over Wordplay, and that's totally fine. It's for a different audience. That's all good. But if you want to kind of figure it out as well, I believe both games have demos available on Steam, so you can try that out for free. But this has been SAmaryllis playing the demo of Wordatro. It is released on Steam maybe just a week ago, so you can definitely go buy it there if you're interested. But I hope you enjoyed and that you have a good day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Goodbye!